Terrell told JKL, "It's like being punished for doing the right thing. I've helped prison officials before, long before this issue with the judge, the prosecutor, and her family, and every time, I got thrown under the bus. I knew they wouldn't protect me, but I couldn't let this guy walk free. In my first letter to the court and law enforcement, I even warned that the Bureau would punish me, maybe not intentionally, but in practice. The way they protect you is identical to how they punish someone who commits murder in prison. And murderers in ADX at least get TV and phone calls. When you help them or ask for protection, they just toss you in a cell. No commissary, no books, one 15-minute phone call per month, 24 hours a day, alone. And if they do give you recreation time, they often put you in a cage with people who want to kill you, because they don't inform the unit staff why you're there. Later, when they finally transfer you, after months, they often don't tell the next prison anything. They might even put another inmate in your cell who's required by prison code to assault you. That's how it works when you're labeled a snitch. And transfers? They're done without care. The staff often doesn't even know why you're being moved. They just find a free bed. Sometimes they even fly you on the same transport as the people you helped prosecute. They act like inmates can't share information between facilities, but everyone has email or wall phones now. When gangs want to know who's coming, they use bop.gov or Pacer. Sometimes they even get a corrupt staff member to check internal prison records. And before you arrive, the inmates working laundry get your name and number early to prepare your uniform. So they already know who you are before you step foot in the building. According to a report from the Bureau of Prisons' own Special Investigative Administrator, SIA, at Forest City Medium Security Federal Prison, Michael Buck, a violent, well-connected inmate, has been trying to have Terrell killed since learning that Terrell recorded him. This started as a suspicion when Buck learned of the warrant, and became deadly serious after the recording was played in court during United States v. Michael Buck in the Eastern District of Arkansas. Witnesses report that Buck has both the means and intent to carry out a murder inside the federal prison system. He has openly bragged about using such methods in the past. A former professional fighter and longtime enforcer for organized crime groups, Buck once described how he tortured a man into paying a debt by beating the man's 3 or 4-year-old daughter in front of him. According to Terrell, Assistant U.S. Attorney Cynthia, whom Buck also threatened, took that threat seriously. She knew Buck's victims. She believed he would do it. Federal prosecutors began requesting protection for Terrell at the beginning of the case. In April 2025, prosecutors from the Eastern District of Arkansas formally asked officials at Forest City, where both Terrell and Buck were housed, to move Terrell for his safety. Terrell had just handed over a recording of Buck discussing plans to murder federal officials and their families. The request was forwarded to the BOP's Designation and Classification Office in Grand Prairie, Texas, the only authority that could approve the transfer. Forest City officials explained that not only did Buck know about the recording, but other inmates did as well. Buck had been telling gang members and other groups that Terrell had worn a wire on him, starting the day he was arrested, April 17, 2024. Though he had no proof initially, Buck suspected Terrell after being interviewed by the FBI and began spreading the word. He wanted something done, but without drawing attention to himself. That changed when the recording became public. Despite the danger, Grand Prairie denied the transfer. Their reason? Terrell's medical status. He had recently been hospitalized, and BOP doctors upgraded his care level to level 3. Forest City is a level 2 facility, meaning Terrell shouldn't have been there at all. Health Services was told they, not security, would have to request the move. When they did, Central Office in Washington, D.C. also denied it. Terrell was told there were no beds available at a higher care level facility. Meanwhile, Assistant U.S. Attorney Bart Dickerson and Sia Andrews worked behind the scenes, trying to force the system to act. By November 2024, Dickerson personally visited Terrell in the Special Housing Unit, SHU, a 10 by 12-foot cell where Terrell had already spent most of the summer and fall in complete lockdown. His mental health was deteriorating. Andrews, on vacation, still worked to push for the transfer. Terrell remained there for 2 more months, before finally being moved. But the danger followed. When Terrell arrived at the Federal Transfer Center in Oklahoma City, a central hub for inmate transport operated on the grounds of an international airport, the BOP failed again to warn staff of Terrell's circumstances. With thousands of inmates cycling through each year, no precautions were taken. Within a week, another inmate from Forest City recognized Terrell and began spreading word of what he'd done. Terrell recounted. The white guys, who would have had to carry out the hit, started gathering. But I had a friend there. A believer in Christ. I truly believe God sent him to me. He was respected by the gangs and the cars. He told them, maybe it's true. But unless you can prove it on paper, court records, news articles, he can't be touched. That's the rule. I had to deny everything. I had no choice. He remained there for 5 weeks. During that time, inmates shared Terrell's story with others at transfer facilities across the country. The news of his cooperation spread. Eventually, Terrell was moved again, this time to Butner Federal Correctional Institution, medium security one.